The snow, sleet, and freezing rain all passed through. Now the focus is on the roads as cold temperatures harden everything on the ground. Interstates are seeing the most progress, but people are still struggling to get out of their neighborhoods. ABC 24's Lauren Turman starts our live team coverage with the city of Memphis's response. Lauren, good evening.
Good evening, Pepper, and the concerns from callers that we've been getting from across Memphis are for good reason, as many of the roads within the city haven't been touched yet, and I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes. But to give you a look at what we're seeing now, we're here in South Memphis at the Stax Museum, an area that's usually pretty packed, it's well-traveled, now is pretty much a ghost town, but of course for good reason. If you take a look at the actual road here, you can see those lines where travelers have been going, the indentation made in all of that snow and ice, because these streets have not yet been plowed. So it just shows you an example of what a lot of people are concerned about at this point, which is when will they be able to safely leave their homes, and when will they be able to get out of their neighborhoods without having to worry about any snow or ice. Well, Public Works is saying they're moving as quickly as they can and have crews around the clock 24 hours. Now, they're saying because of all of the snow, ice, and sleet accumulation, their plows just are not prepared for the level of ice that they've seen so far. They do have crews trying to put out salt to kind of soften things up and making sure that things are in the right place so they can eventually come through and plow. But really, they're just waiting on Mother Nature to do the job. They're waiting on all of the sunlight to eventually melt all of that ice and snow. So unfortunately, in neighborhoods that are smaller or streets that are less traveled, you really may not be seeing any plows move through that area. I spoke with a resident of South Memphis on the phone earlier who told me that they have not seen one plow come through their neighborhood so far. So again, it just goes to show you how much people are ready for all of this to be moved out of their way so they can more safely travel down these streets. Now, again, I spoke earlier with Public Works Director Scott Morgan, who gave us more insight as to the difficulties that some of these crews are going through as things are refreezing overnight and then coming back as ice, making things really hard to travel. And I want to give you a little bit more of what he said and some of the issues that they're facing at Public Works right now.
Plowing ice just does not work. The blades just kind of skip across it. We can start to break it up with mechanical, like heavy equipment, but that is a very slow process. So we're really, hoping on Mother Nature, sunny days, warmer temperatures.
And so they're really focusing on primary and secondary streets at this point, primary being large, well-traveled streets, and secondary being streets like Sycamore View, Covington Pike, Hollywood, Fraser, all of these areas, they are focusing on as secondary streets. And so those, again, very small neighborhood streets might not see plows at all. If so, the plows may come through once or twice, as all of the public work crews are trying to use the 15 plows that they have accessible across 6,800 miles of streets and roads across Memphis. So small amount of plows, large amount of land. You can imagine the problem that that creates at this point. We will, of course, continue monitoring several areas across Memphis and seeing if these conditions change at all or when these plows may come. And we will bring that to you when we have it. But for now, live in South Memphis, I'm Lauren Turman, ABC 24 News.